Hey you guys! So by the title of this video, you guys know what I'm about to talk about. And I just got accepted into nursing school last week and I'm so excited. So I'm just going to talk about the nursing program I got accepted into, why I'm doing this, what I took to get in there, and yeah. Alright, so the nursing program that I got accepted into is an Associate of Science nursing program, which is just an RN but an associate. Associate programs, or ASNs, usually take about 3 years to complete versus a BSN, which could take about 4 years. However, if you had to retake classes or anything, it could take you about the same amount of time, kind of, a little bit. But I did have to retake classes. I retook Anatomy 1 and 2. Anatomy 2, I had got a D in it, which is a fail. And I had got a C in the first anatomy. And my GPA was actually had dropped to like a 3.0 something after those 2 grades because they was really bad. So before I even applied to any nursing school, I retook both classes. I got an A in the second part of anatomy and I got a B in the first part. And I was still a little like, I don't know if I should apply or not, but my GPA had bumped all the way up to a 3.45 because the school I go to in Georgia, they take your highest grade. You'll even see it on your transcript, like it'll say exempt. Like if you got a bad grade and you retook it and got a good grade, it'll say exempt on your transcript, meaning we don't even count this anymore. So I definitely was really, because I wanted to go to the associate program at my college because it's one of the best in Georgia. But I was like, just in case I don't, let me look at other schools that take your highest grade. So that was a big thing for me, is looking for schools that take your highest grade. I literally looked for hours and hours and hours, like trying to find school that took my highest grade and that weren't far away, that I could actually stay on campus, that I could actually get to and from without suffering. So, and it's very limited. There's not a lot of schools that take your highest grade. So if you find one in Georgia and you had to take a class over, definitely work towards that school, because it's hard to find schools that do that, especially now because everybody and their mom want to be a nurse, so it's hard. I did that and I took those over. My GPA went back up. I was like, okay, good. So then I looked at different requirements from the schools. I only had 2 schools in mind, which is the school I go to now and another school that was like an hour away. Both schools require you, well, no, the school I go to now requires you to take your Kaplan, and the school I applied to and I actually got accepted into require your TEAS. Now the TEAS test is not very hard, but it's not easy either. It's something you have to study for. And I sadly did not have a lot of time to study for it because I had decided to apply to the program like last minute, and there was literally like 1 test date left for me to take it and still be able to make deadlines. So I literally had like 2 weeks to study, and I spent most of my time on the math because I thought the math was going to be hard, but the math was probably the easiest on the TEAS. It was a lot of fractions, decimal, converting, percentages. I actually got a 70 on that part, which is the highest the whole test I took. But it was like a lot of that. So if you know your decimals, percentage, how to convert to percentages, how to multiply fractions, rational fractions, you'll do pretty good. The reading was basic. The science was hard. Definitely if you are going to take it and you're going to have a lot of time to study, definitely focus on the heart, the lungs, and just the body functions, like what your digestive system does, your this does, that does. Just really get deep into what things do. Even if you have any old anatomy notes, especially anatomy 2 notes, definitely study those because that will help you a lot. And the writing was hard as heck. I believe that was my worst on the TEAS. It was a lot of subject verb agreement, which word is spelled wrong, which word punctuated wrong, and I'm so bad at punctuation, y'all. Like, I'm a good writer, but when it comes to punctuation, I always have to have someone look over my paper because I cannot punctuate. So it was hard as heck. So if you are good at that stuff, you'll be fine. If you're not, try to study. But I feel like once you hit I feel like once you get out of high school, if you don't really know punctuation, it's not gonna happen for you. So yeah, at the end of the TEAS, I got an overall 63, which was actually a lot lower than I wanted. I wanted a 70 or at least a 65. But I mean, it was still proficient. I believe proficient on the T's is like between a 50 something and like an 80 or something like that. Which the school that I was applying to, they didn't have a actual grade requirement that you need to make on the T's. They had more so you just have to be proficient. You just can't flat out fail it, pretty much. But they did have like their average stats of the girls that were accepted, and most of the girls that they said were accepted had a 70. So I was like, I have to get a 70, but I didn't. So I was like, let me just send it off. Like, okay, who cares? Like, I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna send this off, and I know I'm not gonna get in, but I was like, I'm gonna just do it anyway. So I had sent off my scores. I had already applied to the school, got accepted and stuff, and I just waited and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. I prayed so much for this. Like, at first I was doubting myself because I was like, ain't no way you're gonna get in, girl. Like, you have a 3.45, yeah, cool, but I'm pretty sure somebody who got higher, or I'm pretty sure someone got a better grade on the T's. And I had to really just stop doing that to myself, and I had to really just start speaking it into existence, telling myself, when you get into nursing, when you get in, you know, when this happens, instead of saying, well, if it does, and doubting myself. I just totally, completely just trusted God with everything, because I knew I didn't have the highest GPA and I knew I didn't have the highest T's, but I was just hoping and praying for God to just come through for me. And sure enough, he did. I actually got the letter the day after my birthday, which was so cute. It actually was written on my birthday, which just made it so much better. And I couldn't even celebrate like I wanted to because I had just got my wisdom tooth out. So I was like weeping because I was so happy and like thanking God. First thing I was like, I had to thank God, but I was like God, I was like, so it was bittersweet. But yeah, so I was like really happy. And the nursing letter was just like, congratulations, you got to the nursing program, blah blah blah. And it was just like, you know, attached just the forms. It had one form for if you wanted to take nursing calculation class over the summer, which I really don't think I'm going to take it because summer classes are already harder and it's online, and I don't do really well with math online if I'm not really having a one-on-one kind of session with you. And they also had the seat reservation form, which is pretty much just you filling it out saying, I am going to come to your school and go to your nursing program, and you have to send like a fee with it. Mine was $100, which is a little pricey, but I had to send that MoneyGram order by a specific date to tell them that I am going to go to your program, and yada yada yada. So that was that, and I was really excited, and I just have to definitely give it to God. And I just want to make this video because I'm so excited, and I need prayer, and I need people to be like, we're gonna pray for you, like really help me out, because I am just so nervous, and I'm trying not to worry about it and just trust God. Because that's why I didn't really tell a lot of people, because I felt like it was so much almost like negativity with it, because so many people are like, I failed at nursing, or I failed nursing, or I had to drop out of nursing, or nursing's so hard. And I just felt like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fail before I even get a chance to try. So I was keeping it to myself. I told, of course, my family and stuff, but I was mostly keeping it to myself because I really was not feeling like I could do well when I get there. And I just had to tell myself, God opened this door for a reason, and I had to look at it that way. And if you're in your prereqs right now and you're hoping and praying for acceptance, or you're working towards that class that you can't pass, and you're like, I need to get in, like I have to do good, just pray and trust God. Do not lean on your own understanding. Do not lean on your own strength, because we are very weak, and that's why we have a Father who will do all that hard stuff for us. And I was like, he wouldn't have put this on my heart for so long if he didn't want me to just go for it. I just felt like if he wanted me not to do it, he would have not had that door open for me. Like, I would have not got in, and I would have had a backup plan. So just pray. Don't give up at all. Like, again, I did bad in anatomy too. I got a D, I got a C in the first part, and I turned around and got an A in anatomy too, which is a hard freaking class. You can do it. I'm not the smartest girl, you know, I'm not a genius, I'm not Albert Einstein reincarnated or anything. Like, I'm literally just a regular girl. I just put in work, And my motto, especially now, is work hard but pray harder. You know, just let God do the work for you, because you will be so surprised when you just let go and be like, God, I'm not even gonna worry about this. I'm just gonna let you do it. What he will do for you and how he will get you through situations. That's another thing I want to mention. If you are going to be applying for nursing school, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Definitely apply to more to one school. I know I told some people that and they're like, I really want to go to school. It's like, I know I want to go to, you know, the school I'm at now, but I mean, if push came to shove and I got denied, I would love to have a backup plan just in case. And it's always good to have a backup plan. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Again, do pray, but you know, just in case God was like, that's not what I wanted for you, then definitely try for something else. And just keep the hope. So definitely, I'm gonna see about that. If I don't get into that program, I'm not even gonna mention it. I'm just gonna act like it never happened. But if I do, I will probably be back and tell you guys like, hey, I got accepted, and I'm gonna pick that. Like, if I do get into the BSN program, I'm just going to definitely just like drop all my stuff with this program. But again, I wanted a backup plan because I was like, there's nothing wrong with having a backup plan just in case. But I would like to get into the BSN program, but I'm okay with what I have. I prayed hard for it, so I'm totally fine with this. So yes, again, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have any questions or anything like that, or if you are a nursing student or you are doing nursing, definitely comment, message me, follow me on Instagram. I would love to follow you back. I would definitely love to share info and tips with you and so forth. I definitely would love that. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you guys enjoyed my video.